Hi everyone, my name is Nancy and this is my knitting podcast. Today we're gonna have a usual knitting podcast. I have some stuff to show you. There are gonna be 2 finished objects and 4 works in progress. Also 2 acquisitions that's tied with works in progress, so there will not be any separate acquisition part. We're going to talk about my purchases straight away. And let's go into it. The first one, finished object, is my Inge sweater. You may see it in the previous podcast. Yes, I finished it and already wore it, not for the once, but several times. I really love this sweater. As I said in my previous podcast, I made some modification regarding stitch counts under the arm. So my sleeves a bit wider than they supposed to be according to pattern, but I like them even more because of that, and because I made this small rib. So they are quite long sleeves, but they are wide and I don't know, flowy. Not the word. Yes, I love this sweater so much. It's already stayed a bit. Also because the reason why I increased stitch amount under the arms is because I wanted to have a wider fit, so I get it. But as you can see, the body part it's not so long because the yoke like it's really deep for my size, and I don't mind it. I tried it underneath the jackets. It's okay. It's not uncomfortable in any means, but I really like to wear it outside without the jackets, like just an outfit. It's really spokes a lot, I guess. And yes, my color choice makes me really happy. I made it using Purgint yarn by Sandnes Garn in 3 colors. One of them ochre, if I'm correct, and they do not manufacturing it anymore, so I'm glad that I was able to get several skeins. And actually I get 3 more skeins because in last podcast I said that I ran out of this ochre color, and it took me only 1 and a bit ball of yarn to finish the sweater. So I guess I didn't need 3 whole yarn, 3 whole balls. Yes, I don't know what else that's all to say about it. I really like how clothes looks inside my sweater. This was my second color work sweater, and I'm really recommended it to unexperienced color work knitter because I'm the one of them, and it was really easy. There's only 5 stitches in one color together that you need, the biggest like one color stitch amount that you need to knit. So I didn't catch any floats here because it wasn't necessary. One thing that I want to mention is because I used the Purgint yarn and not Isager Jensen plus mohair, I guess this sweater is heavier than original one, and because of it it's like pulling the neckline a bit while wearing, because it's all the heftiness it's here obviously, and the neckline is one-stranded, so while I'm wearing it the sleeves becomes a bit longer every time. But yeah, it's not bothering me in any way. I still love this sweater pretty much, and this is one of my favorites so far. Yay. Next one is my Frankenstein sweater. This is my, okay, let's name it Franky V-neck sweater that I made using Drops Melody yarn and Drops brushed alpaca silk yarn. And for the sweater I used the Franky cardigan pattern that recommends double Sunday plus thin silk mohair and knitted on 5mm needle. So I made it on 5mm needles. I didn't check my gauge, didn't bother with it. It looks fine. I do not see that the fabric is too dense or too loose or something like that, but I love this sweater very much. And but the one thing that I should say, because I made it like half self-drafted, I took only the sleeve construction from a written pattern, so I have a really deep yoke. The yoke on the sweater is so deep that the sleeves are starting around my elbow, which is not necessarily the con for me, because I wanted to wear it without jackets in the warmer weather, but yes, totally will not recommend to modify it that way if you want to wear it underneath the coat. So like my mom finished her one as Franky cardigan but sweater, and her one have regular yoke, so she did a great job. That's just my case. But still, I really love this sweater. I made one by one rib on the calves, and I close stitches regular closing method, not Italian bind off or something, because it's pretty much impossible. Well, it's possible, but it's so hard to close this kind of yarn using needle, and anyone still won't be noticing it because it's so fluffy. I also want to brush it with my mohair brush, but I lose it somewhere in an apartment. So when I find it, I'm going to brush it. And what else? It's also really oversized fit, as I wanted it to be. It's not a crop, it's the same, I guess, the same length as my Inge sweater, but I could make it longer, but I already ran out of my brushed alpaca silk yarn, and I ordered that yarn, so I didn't want to order again several skeins of wool. So it's a regular size, it's really wide and oversized fit, and the neckline that I made was my third attempt. First one I tried to make an eye cording. It didn't look neat, it looks too bulky, and I didn't like it at all. Second one I made one by one rib, and I closed it with Italian cast off. That was paint by Dated, and after that I realized that it doesn't look pretty to me either, so I was kind of disappointed. It was sloppy, the cardigan was like stretching, and the neckline didn't hold it together, so I decided just to cut it off and redo it. And yes, I redid it this time using double knitting. I made it all from my head, and I'm pretty proud how it looked like, especially this overflap here. It's tightening all the construction, and it looks really store-bought in a way. It looks really neat, so I'm extremely pleased with this sweater. That's all of my finished objects. And yeah, I should mention that I'm filming this video for the second attempt, so probably that's why I'm trying to keep it shorter, maybe, or more informative this time. Less rambling for me. The next one, we are going to talk about my works in progress. It's mohair mess right here. So, okay, honorable mention to my Alex hood. I didn't work on it at all, so we're not going to look at it. There's nothing to see. It's still in the same state as on my previous podcast, because I have a lot of test knits now, and I just abandoned that for a little. We'll see how it go after I'll have some more free time. Nevertheless, this is Frøya sweater by Ingrid Deeb. This is not finished back panel. I'm not working on it right now because I just finished the merino balls, so I have only mohair yarn, and I decided that while I have another urgent project, this can hold. So I cast on this sweater the same day it was released by Ingrid, and this is second time I'm knitting it. So the situation is following. In her pattern, she's using this Norwegian manufacturer, remember name, Luna yarn, which is, I guess, maybe worsted weight or iron weight. I don't know. It's like a little bit bigger than a DK weight yarn plus silk mohair, and I thought that my daisy by drops will be enough for hitting the gauge, and as you saw in my previous or something like that podcast, I bought this specifically yarn quantity of daisy yarn for some kind of cable knitting garment. So I thought that I will use this yarn, but after making a whole back panel, well, not all back panel until you're connecting front and back under the arms, this kind of panel was made, and I realized that one strand of daisy and one strand of kid silk mohair will be not enough for the gauge. I used that on the 4 or 4.5 millimeter needles, and with that kind of yarn I have 20 stitches per 10 centimeters, but in the pattern there was no information if this gauge is taken on the charted gauge swatch that wasn't provided in the pattern, so I didn't know it's supposed to be with the cable knitting or it's supposed to be on stockinette stitch swatch. So I still don't know how it's supposed to be measured, but yes, I just realized that there was not enough stitch definition, while the fabric was really soft and squash. I love this fabric that daisy and kid silk mohair gives me, but it wasn't enough. And then I decided to frog it all and made it from the start using 6.5 millimeter needles and 2 strands of daisy, and now I'm completely satisfied with the stitch definition, with the width of this back panel that you will not able to see because it's finished there. Yes, I love it really much, and I hope that I will have more time to work on it. It's really relaxing for me. I was able to memorize it, well, most of the stitch pattern for the second time. It has charts, obviously, it's all charted, and there's only like one and a half this element to make here, to have the whole back part. It will be really oversized, and it's like I want it to be. I saw this picture on Pinterest, girl wearing Franky sweater, not Franky, sweater from Franky shop, and it's absolutely sits in my mind. And I really hope that this Frøya sweater will be something similar to that one. It obviously will be that oversized that I won't be able to wear it underneath the coats, I guess, but that's the point. For me, I want it to be big and chunky, and it's hard to make something look big and chunky on my figure. Yes, so that's the Frøya sweater. Next mention is my IVT from Sandnes Garn. There wasn't a bit, I didn't make a lot of progress here. I just finished my, again, back panel lengths that I supposed to make, made earlier, but yeah, I didn't read everything properly, so I finished that, and I didn't start the right shoulder, so yes, not a lot of progress, but it sits in my bag, and I hope when I will be outside and have opportunity to grab my needles, I will make some project. It's easy stockinette stitch, so why not? Why not? I'm doing it. It's going pretty fast. Yay, I love it. Next work in progress is one of my test knits. It is a Marais sweater test knit for Kiss Kiss Rainstones, or Leah. She's awesome to work with, and I just want to show you how I'm keeping my knits while I'm working on the sleeves. So I'm getting pretty bored working on the big circumference body, so I like to take a break from it when yarn is over of some of the balls, and I'm keeping my body part here and work on my sleeves like that. So I have more mobility, and it didn't, like, it's not tangling on my laps. So this sweater is coming out. Oop. It is like it's not a standard, but it's a typical sweater. I'll say that. Real minimalistic, nothing special in the way, but I love the construction because the sleeves are working using short rows. So you are making this cap sleeve using short rows, and it will sit nicely on your shoulders. I'm making the biggest size. The back panel is made using short rows, and the shoulders also using short rows. There is a difference between this sweater and most that I was ever make, that you are making just a little bit stitch increasing on the sides here, and then you are gaining this neckline with increasing with casting on stitches in the end of the shoulder part, something like that. So not as we used to when we are increasing alongside the neckline and just connecting two shoulders with casting on stitches. In this pattern we are making not so much increases along the neckline, but then we are repeatedly casting on stitches in different rounds to make this neckline. That's something that maybe you should know. Yes, I'm making the bigger size, and for this garment you can see that I made a bit of body and a bit of the sleeve. I'm using 2 strands of BC Garn Baby Alpaca. yarn. It's, I guess, lace yarn, fingering weight yarn. That's the part of my acquisition. I got it in Seoul Wool because they provided us a great discount for the yarn. I got Thin Silk Mohair in this baby blue by Sandnes Garn, and yes, baby alpaca from BC Garn. This is 250 meters in 50 grams, so I'm considering it as a fingering weight yarn. In the pattern, you're supposed to use 2 strands of Kremke Sol Wool baby alpaca lace, if I'm correct, and 1 strand of kid silk mohair all together. So it's somewhere near DK yarn on 4mm needles, and the gauge is 22 stitches. I tried this yarn 1-stranded on 4mm needles and using the mohair, and it was quite gappy. Well, it was nice. I love it, but I saw another swatches of the testers, and I just realized that mine was not as dense as others, while it still was hitting the gauge. So I tried to use more fingering weight yarn, which is 400 meters in 400 meters in 50-gram ball. And I don't know, I wasn't sure with either of them, so I decided to order another quantity of yarn of baby alpaca, the same blue color, and held 2 strings double. That's why I needed to get smaller size needles, because with 2 strands of baby alpaca plus kid silk mohair, I get 20 stitches as usual DK on 4mm needles, and I just was afraid that it will be too big, so I sized down the needles to 3.5mm needles, and I'm making whole sweater on 3.5mm needles. I'm in shock, because last time I made the grown person garment, big garment, on 3.5mm needles. It was a t-shirt, not a shirt, oversized, not an oversized sweater. So nevertheless, it's going quite well. I love the fabric. I'm in love with this baby blue. That's why I ordered BC Garn, not the Kremke Sol recommended one, because I just fell in love with this yarn color. And yes, now I'm making it on 3.5mm needles. Still, I love it. And I really hope that I will get more progress soon, so I can wear it in the springtime. Yes, that's all about this one. And the last, and the last work in progress and test knit is this pure rib shirt. Okay, I should pure rib shirt that is based, this designer Anna, that is based on the dress pattern. So she had the dress pattern before, and now she's releasing the shirt one. It's supposed to be like cropped shirt with long sleeves and this kind of folded neckline. We are testing it using 3mm needles and Cardiff Cashmere Classic yarn. This yarn is my love. It's even softer in the garment than in the ball. I have 11 or 12 for my size. I don't remember. Balls of yarn. It's the second acquisition. Yarn was discounted for us by Ithaca Yarns, and I love this so much. It will be really nice evening and day top, maybe also, why not, kind of sexy form-fitting thing. What should I say about it? In pattern, you're supposed to cast on using long tail cast on. I made it my way. Designer approved it, so that's kind of experiment. I made a cast on using provisional cast on and I forgot, and elastic. So it's provisional cast on elastic, that's why it's really stretchy. I hope it won't be falling off my shoulders. Hopefully. Yes, that's how it's look right now after some time of this 2x2 ribbing of the body. I will be making waist decreases that looks really nice in the pattern on the photos designer page, so it will look absolutely great. I cannot wait to finish it. And also it made on 30mm needles, and I guess it's my preparation to the summer season when we are knitting everything on smaller millimeters needles, and it's going quite nice. Regardless, it's a 2x2 rib, and I have a problem to finish my Alex hood with 2x2 rib, but this one is not the problem. Maybe it's because of the yarn, it's so soft, I cannot just pull it away from me. I want to make it faster and faster. It's supposed to be released in early April, so I hope I'll finish it by the time. And also, I think it will be really great summer piece if you use some kind of knitting for olive cotton merino yarn, and will not make this long sleeves, just short sleeves with this neckline. It's, yes, if it's not obvious to you, it's like off the shoulder top. So it will be looking really nice in some kind of short sleeve top summer garment. Yes, I use this, I guess I'm the only one who's using the lightest yarn. I hope it won't be extremely see-through, but if it will be, like, I'm prepared for it. I just wanted to have this kind of top in the light color. I saw that kind of tops in Zara stores, and I wanted it, and when I saw the opportunity to make a test call using cashmere, I just cannot resist. That's why I have two test knits at the time. I'm pretty sure I will make it to the deadline, so no worries. But yes, it's kind of busy, and my rest projects needs to wait for me for some time. So yes, that's all. This video wasn't an hour long. Maybe I always should record it from the second attempt to be more precise with my words. I don't know. So I have nothing new except that. I hope you liked this video. This was one of my shortest, I guess. And yes, please leave me a comments about anything. I really like to, I don't know, to chat about knitting. I really like knitting, and especially to discuss it with someone. So yes, please leave a comments. What do you think about my test knits? And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.